Wow. For the love of God, please don't be a passive parent. Please make sure you are involved in every aspect of your child's education. God bless this father.
Next, we have number 14, and I would like for the record to mention that Director Kenworthy has joined us virtually now. Welcome. Please introduce yourself. And you have
Hi, my name is Dustin Gonzalez. I'm in Lakewood, District 2. I'm not a politician. I'm not a loud voice on social media. I'm a father, a quiet one, one who goes to work, tries to do right by his family, and stays out of the spotlight. But now you're gonna remember my name. You'll remember it because I'm not just fighting for my daughter. I'm fighting to make sure that what happens to me, to my family, never happens to another parent in this district. My daughter changed her identity, not after years of discussion or family dialogue, not after joint input from both of her parents. No, this happened quickly, secretly, encouraged by a school-appointed therapist and a system that never thought to include me. And the school didn't inform me, they didn't include me, they didn't even ask me, they replaced me. By the time I found out, I was already labeled the problem. My objections weren't treated as concerns, they were treated as opposition. My voice was dismissed as hateful, my presence undermined. The therapist, the school, and eventually the court-appointed investigator all decided that because I would affirm something, I didn't deserve to parent my daughter equally anymore. They didn't accuse me of abuse, they didn't claim I'd caused harm. The only evidence against me was that I said I'm not ready to affirm this yet. That's it. And now I'm at risk of losing parenting time, of being erased from my daughter's life, not because I failed as a father, but because I dared to ask questions. And it started in your schools. Your systems made it possible. And your silence made it permanent. You gave my ex all the tools she needed to take our daughter from me, tools that she couldn't have forged on her own. You gave her the therapist, you gave her the ideological support, and you never once thought, shouldn't the father be involved too? I was supposed to have one opponent in this fight for my daughter, one voice with equal say, one person across the table who I would battle for influence, and that person was supposed to be my ex. But you gave her reinforcements. You gave her a system that cut me out of the picture. You handed her the tools to eliminate me from my daughter's life. And with your help, she's trying to erase me altogether. You replaced my voice, you stole my seat at the table, and you made decisions about my daughter without me. Mary Parker, Paula Reed, Aaron Kenworthy, Danielle Varda, and Michelle Applegate. Your names are etched into my memory. Not for who you are, but for your inaction cost me. And I'll make sure my name is etched in yours too. I don't care if you personally signed the policies, stayed silent while they passed, or simply chose not to know. You are all responsible. Fathers like me will remember. You may keep your seats this cycle. You may be the next, but I won't quit until each of you is replaced. And Paula Reed, you're in my district. I've heard you're not running again. If that's true, good. But if you're planning something bigger, if you think higher office is your next move, then let me be crystal clear. I will be your opposition. At every campaign stop, on every ballot, in every debate, you've lost the right to lead. And I'll make sure voters know why. Don't think you can take a man's child from him and not reap a whirlwind. You
Amen.
Don't get to raise our children for us, and if those who replace you try as you have, we'll replace them too. So parents of Jefferson County, get your kids out of Jefferson County now. You don't know how far this road goes until it comes for you. And after you do, speak out, join me, and take back what's ours. The right to raise our kids.
Thank you.
I'll see you in October.
Thank you. Number 15.
Oh yes, pure evil. And this is happening in Colorado, by the way. And just in case you didn't know, please listen to what Democrats are pushing for over there.
Well, you know what? The Colorado legislature has been passing these radical bills since 2019. They lowered the age of healthcare consent to 12 for children. They mandated that all counselors must affirm gender-confused kids. They established us as a trans sanctuary state where people are fleeing here to mutilate their children, especially in these custody situations. And so, Protect Kids Colorado stands behind parental rights and protecting children from the harms of wrong sex mutilation. But we've been fighting these bills for a long time, and unfortunately, they tend to pass. We have a radical supermajority, and they own every arm of our government. We have a radical AG, SOS, a governor, and so unfortunately, these pass, and families are affected in the meantime. Now, we fight back with lawfare, as you've seen with Jack Phillips, and now with this counselor law being challenged at the Supreme Court, but that takes 5 to 6 years. And in the meantime, parents and children will be affected by this bill. And the people that I'm most concerned about are these dads who are in custody situations where their children are being transitioned against their will medically. But it also opens the door for families like mine to have CPS weaponized against us. This gives license to the state to say that if you call your child by their birth name, that's considered coercive control or abuse, and it gives the courts the right to take your child away.
Absolute insanity. I mean, I can't believe that this is happening in the United States of America. The state, literally, the government taking your child if you try to call your child by the name that you gave them at birth. It's just pure insanity. So what can parents do if they're in Colorado and this bill does pass and the governor does sign it? What should parents do? Should they literally pack up and move and leave the state?
You know, I've asked that question a lot, and I've come to the conclusion that, A, no parent should ever put their child in a government school. Whether they're in Colorado or not, government schools are not safe for our kids, or trust counselors or medical professionals here in this state. But we are fighting back. I mean, the good news is that we only had 24 hours notice of this bill, and they had a year to plan for it. And we turned out more opposers than supporters with 24 hours notice at the first hearing for this bill. So people are awake. They're paying attention. There's a petition at coloradoparents.org that anyone can sign. Also, Heritage Action has a great form where you can email all Colorado senators at once. But we really need people to show up and give testimony. You can Zoom in. It only takes 2 minutes. And I have a theory that you either fight here in the legislature for your kids or you can fight in court for them. So it is imperative that Coloradans and anyone around the country who cares about parental rights and free speech shows up to give testimony when this goes to Senate committee.
You just heard the story, Colorado Bill 1312, and how it will require a court to give priority consideration for custody to a parent that affirms a child's gender dysphoria and considers a parent who misgenders as one who commits child abuse. Your reaction to this effort going on in Colorado?
This bill may not be following the science, but it's not following the Constitution either. And it raises serious concerns, constitutional concerns for the First Amendment. By labeling misgendering and dead naming as coercive control, what we're really talking about is a significant burden on a parent's right and free exercise of religion by holding firm to their biblical worldview that your child is gendered by its creator. And we also have a situation now where the courts putting the parents in a place where they have to affirm a false doctrine or risk losing custody. This is viewpoint discrimination at its height. And this is not just simply an unjust law, this is an unconstitutional law.
Lord help us, it's a crazy time to be alive. If you're able to do so, just homeschool your kid. You let me know what you think about this in the comment section. God bless you and your family. God bless and protect this father. Got you on the next one.